Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself, and over time. Always seem patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually. Become a detective of the right moment. Sniff out the spirit of the times. The trends that will carry you to power. Learn to stand back when the time is not yet ripe, and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition. Time is an artificial concept that we have created to make the limitlessness of eternity and the universe more bearable. Since we have created the concept of time, we are also able to mold it to some degree, to play tricks with it. As a child, time is long and slow, with vast expanses. As an adult, time whizzes by, frighteningly fast. So time depends on perception, which can be willfully altered. This is the first thing to understand in mastering the art of timing. The inner turmoil caused by our emotions tends to make time move faster. Once we control our emotional responses to events, time will move much more slowly. This altered way of dealing with things tends to lengthen our perception of future time. It opens up possibilities that fear and anger close off, and allows us the patience that is the principal requirement in the art of timing. So the slowing down of time allows us to play the game of power better. There are three kinds of time for us to deal with: long time, forced, and end time. Each one presents problems that can be solved with skill and practice. Long time is the drawn-out, years-long kind of time that must be managed with patience and gentle guidance. Our handling of long time should be mostly defensive. This is the art of not reacting impulsively, but of waiting for opportunity with patience. Without patience as your sword and shield, your timing will fail, and you will inevitably find yourself a loser. When times are tough, do not struggle, get emotional, or strike out rashly. Instead, keep your cool with patience, and maintain a low profile, while building a foundation of power. Learn to recognize the moment to hide in the grass, as well as the moment to bare your fangs and attack. When you force the pace out of fear, or impatience, you create a nest of problems that require fixing. And you end up taking much longer than if you had taken your time. Hurriers may occasionally get there quicker, but new problems and dangers arise. Hurriers find themselves in constant crisis mode, fixing problems that they themselves have created. Sometimes, not acting in the face of danger is your best move. You wait, and deliberately slow down. As time passes, it will eventually present opportunities you had not imagined. Waiting involves controlling not only your emotions, but also those of your colleagues, who mistake action for power, and try to push you into making rash moves. On the other hand, you can encourage this mistake in your rivals. If you let your rivals rush headlong into trouble, while you stand back and wait, you will soon find ripe moments to intervene and pick up the pieces. Remember, you do not deliberately slow down time to live longer, or take more pleasure from the moment. This is about playing the game of power with more skill and effectiveness. First, when your mind is uncluttered by constant emergencies, you will see further into the future. Second, you will be able to resist the baits that people dangle in front of you, and will keep yourself from becoming another impatient sucker. Third, you will have more room to be flexible. Opportunities will inevitably arise that you had not expected, and would have missed had you forced the pace. Number 4, you will not move from one deal to the next, without completing the first one. Building your foundation of power can take years. Take care to make sure the foundation is secure. Success that is built up slowly and securely is the only kind that lasts. And finally, slowing down time will give you a perspective on the times you live in, letting you take a certain distance, and putting you in a less emotionally charged position to see the shape of things to come. It is critical to recognize the spirit of the times. Look 2 steps ahead for the wave that can carry you to power. You must always work with the times, anticipating twists and turns. This is a skill you can develop. Sometimes the spirit of the times is obscure. Recognize it not by what is loudest, or most obvious, but by what lies hidden and dormant. Look forward to the dominant trends of the future, rather than holding on to the ruins of the past. But keep in mind, recognizing the prevailing winds does not necessarily mean running with them. Any potent social movement creates a powerful reaction. It is wise to anticipate what that reaction will be. rather than ride the crest of the wave of the moment. Wait for the tide's ebb to carry you back out to power. Upon occasion, you can bet on the reaction that is brewing, and place yourself on the leading edge of it. Forced is short-term time, that we can manipulate as an offensive weapon. The trick in forcing time is to upset the timing of others. To make them hurry, and to make them wait. To make them abandon their own pace, to distort their perception of time. By upsetting the timing of your opponent while you stay patient, you open up time for yourself, which is half the game. Making people wait is a powerful way of forcing time, as long as they do not figure out what you are up to. You control the clock, they linger in limbo, and rapidly become unglued. Opening up opportunities for you to strike. The opposite effect is equally powerful. You make your opponents hurry. People who lack the time to think will make mistakes. So set deadlines. The deadline is a powerful tool. Press hard for a decision. Force people to make up their minds, and upset their timing and patience. Never play on their terms, and never give them time. Magicians and showmen are experts at forcing time. They have always known that the best way to alter our perception of time is often to slow down the pace. Creating suspense brings time to a terrifying pause, as the audience's attention is riveted. Slowing down the pace makes what you are doing more interesting, and the audience becomes entranced. End or finish time is when a plan must be executed with speed and force. We have waited, found the moment, and must not hesitate. You must know how to bring things to a close. Patience is worthless, unless combined with a willingness to fall ruthlessly on your opponent, at the right moment. You can wait as long as necessary for the conclusion to come, but when it comes, it must come quickly. Use speed to paralyze your opponent, cover up any mistakes you might make, and impress people with your aura of authority and finality. Remember, your mastery of timing can really only be judged by how you work with end time. By how quickly you change the pace, and bring things to a swift and definitive conclusion.